Original.
And I'm in love with the money.
Hi everyone, it's Cardine again, and today we have the question: emergency fund or insurance? Are you prepped for life's curveballs, a sudden expense, a loss of income? And is it a face-off between having an emergency fund or insurance? How are you getting ready? So let's talk about this. Let's answer this question. We're often told that having an emergency fund is very important, but is it enough? Where does insurance fit into your game plan? An emergency fund is, I think, your first line of defense for financial surprises. It's a good idea to have it just in case something pops up: a car repair, a medical bill, a broken appliance. Some experts might say it's good to have 3 to 6 months of money stashed away just in case you are out of income for a period of time, just in case the what ifs pop up. But here's the thing: an emergency fund, it's limited. It takes time to build, and once you use it, it's gone and you have to rebuild. And also there is a cost to having an emergency fund. So we're going to explore all of this to make sure that we are taking practical steps to address the risks that come up in our lives. The emergency fund, awesome to have some cash stashed, that's for sure. But what if the emergency is something major, like losing your income for an extended period of time? It may stretch far into the future, that period of unemployment or you're being incapacitated. How long will an emergency fund last you? And this could be where insurances come in. They are there to take the place of or be there for you when something major happens. While an emergency fund covers the smaller short-term issues, insurance can be there for you when something big or life-changing happens, like a serious illness, a disability that keeps you from working for an extended period of time, or even the loss of the main income earner. You've lost that financial support that's provided by a loved one. For example, a critical illness, accident that takes you out of work. All these are things that we do need to prepare for. Critical illness, disability coverage, life insurance, these are tools that go beyond what an emergency fund can handle and prevents you from draining all your savings and even maybe having to go into debt. And one of my favorite questions to ask: if something major happens, whose money would you rather spend? Yours or the insurance companies? And another question to ask is, what is the opportunity cost of having an emergency fund? The question is, if you have 6 months worth of expenses stashed, do you know the cost? You're giving up the opportunity of higher returns on investing those funds. Also, you have to bear in mind that silent tax, inflation, that stashed cash, that unemployed money is actually losing value every day. But also, I know having an emergency fund gives comfort. So the whole point of this conversation is to let you know, in actual fact, that you do not have to choose between having an emergency fund and having insurance. They're actually both good tools to have in your financial toolbox. You don't have to choose. They work together. An emergency fund is there to handle smaller bumps in the road. As I said before, the car breaking down, an appliance repair, a medical bill that goes over and above what maybe your insurance coverage pays for. Having insurance is there for the big stuff, right? For example, being out of work for an extended period of time, whether it be to an accident, an injury, or an illness, replacing lost income, lost financial support due to the passing of a loved one. That's what insurance does. Pair your emergency fund with insurance coverage. You'll have comprehensive safety net for if something happens that is short term, less expensive, and then you'll have that coverage available to you that covers the long-term challenges, the loss of income. So have layers built into your financial protection. And there are some common misconceptions. I don't need insurance because I have savings. Again, your savings can only go so far. Your emergency fund can only go so far. A single incident, a single major event can wipe out years of savings. And whose money would you rather spend? Yours or the insurance company? Find that happy balance. Find that happy balance between your emergency fund and your insurance coverage. Insurance doesn't necessarily cost too much. That's one of the mind blocks that we have that prevent us from asking these important questions. Go talk to an advisor. Find out how much the options available to you would cost. Because when you think about it, not having it, the cost of not having it is even higher. Action steps for you. Definitely build your emergency fund. How much? That's totally up to you. Depends on what makes you feel comfortable, because we do need to have that peace of mind, knowing that if something happens, we have some cash to draw on. Also look at your insurance needs. Make sure that if something major happens, you have dollars coming in. You don't have to deplete your savings, your resources. You can pass that risk to somebody else and ensure to make sure if those things happen, you have that financial support. Speak to an advisor. They have a perspective that can help you ensure that you are fully covered, that your lifestyle and your goals are protected. So the question, is it a face-off between having an emergency fund and having insurance? Weigh the pros and the cons. Look at the cost and the benefits. Come up with what makes you comfortable and feel protected from all angles. Remember, financial security isn't about having all the answers. It's about taking small intentional steps to protect what matters most. It's about employing practical strategies to build your financial security and confidence. Thank you for listening, and I hope to talk with you again soon.